So in this video, we are going to be reviewing Unit 8, Lesson 4, the formula for calculating the area of a trapezoid, which is area equals height times the sum of base 1 plus base 2, all of that divided by 2. So in this video, not only are we going to be reviewing how to solve for area, but we're also going to be reviewing how to solve for height, how to solve for base 1, and also how to solve for base 2. So we're going to be doing 4 different problems within this one video. So let's get right to it. I am actually going to split my page into 4s so we can be nice and organized. Okay, so in our first example, we are going to solve for the area. So let's say you are given a trapezoid that has a small base 1 of 6 inches. The longer base, or base 2, has 14 inches. Is 14 inches. And the height is 5 inches. So you have this information. The first thing you do is write down your formula. Area equals height times base 1 plus base 2. All of that divided by 2. And next you plug in everything you know. So we don't know what the area is. That's what we're solving for. My height is 5 times base 1, which is 6, plus base 2, which is 14. Close my parentheses and put all of that over 2. So next, if you are unsure of what to do next, if you don't know, always refer to PEMDAS. What I like about this unit is that your formula will always tell you what to do, and PEMDAS will tell you what order to do it in. So if you see a lot of numbers here and you get overwhelmed, don't worry, just go to PEMDAS. And it tells us, well, just to review, it stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, then subtraction. So first it says take care of parentheses first. And we have a parentheses right here, this pair. So we're going to take care of that first and add 6 plus 14. So I'm going to rewrite everything, and 6 plus 14 is 20. So where that was, now I'm going to write 20 and put that all over 2. Next, I want to take care of multiplication. So I'm going to do 5 times 20. So now if you notice, I'm just simplifying everything all together. So 5 times 20 is 100, and that's over 2. Now all I have to do is 100 divided by 2. Area equals 50. And look at my units, which are inches, and they are squared because when you are solving for area, your units are always squared. Okay, next we are going to do a problem where we have to figure out what the height is. So let's say you're given a trapezoid who has a smaller base of 8 inches, a longer base of 10 inches. Height is unknown. But they do tell you in the directions, which is why in this unit it is so important. It's always important to read directions, but especially in this unit because there's a lot of information that will be given to you. They will tell you that the area is 54 inches squared. Okay, so now this is all the information for this example you'll be given. So now first thing you do is put in your formula. Then plug in everything you know. My area is 54. My height, I don't know, so I'm just going to write H. Base 1 is 8 plus base 2, which is 10. and all of that goes over 2. So again, if you don't know how to begin, refer to PEMDAS. And PEMDAS tells us take care of your parentheses first. So I want to take care of this 8 plus 10 and simplify that. So I'm going to do that. 54 equals H times 18 divided by 2. So now, what do I do next? I can't divide H by 2, but I could divide 18 by 2. So that's what I'm going to do next to simplify this equation even further. 54 equals H, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. So 54 equals H times 9 is what I have now. But we want H by itself. To get H by itself, that's what's going to tell us what our height is. So we have an issue here because our height, or this H variable, is being multiplied by 9. To get rid of that 9, we have to perform the inverse or opposite operation, which is division. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by 9 to cancel that out, and whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So we are going to divide 54 by 9, and that is going to give us 6. Carry down the equal sign, bring down the variable. 6 equals H. Always go back to your units. So this is telling us that our height is equal to 6 inches. And it's just inches because we are not solving for area. So it's not inches squared. It's just the height, so it is just inches. Our next example, we are going to be solving for base 1. So for this, you will be given a longer base of 12 centimeters. We don't know what base 1 is, and your height is 4 centimeters. When reading the directions, it may say something along the lines of, determine the length of the shorter base of the trapezoid, whose area is 34 inches squared, with a height of 4 inches and a longer base, or base 2, of 12 centimeters. So that's all the information we're given. So first step, we write our formula. Area equals height times base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Then we fill in everything we know. Area is 34. Our height is 4. And I'm sorry, I meant to say centimeters. Make sure we're all consistent. So our height is 4 multiplied by base 1. We don't know. Base 1 plus base 2, which is 12. All of that divided by 2. Now, my parentheses are together. I can't take care of them first because I don't know what B1 is. And I can't just divide one of them, like the 12 by 2, without dividing B1. So I don't really want to mess with the parentheses right now, but I can divide 4 by 2. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to divide 4 by 2 to get rid of this divided by 2. 34 equals 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then we're just left with B1 plus 12. 34 equals B1 plus, 34 equals 2 times B1 plus 12. Now, we want to get this by itself. We want to keep taking away the numbers until we get B1 alone. So we want to get rid of this 2 that's being multiplied by our parentheses. So the opposite of multiplication is division. You're going to divide by 2. Those cancel out. Whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other. So 34 divided by 2 will give us 17. Bring down our equal sign, bring down whatever is left, b1 plus 12. So now we're left with 17 equals b1 plus 12. All I need to do is remove this plus 12 to get b1 by itself. So to do that, the opposite of addition, because 12 is being added to b1, the opposite of addition is subtraction, so I will subtract 12 from b1. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. 17 minus 12 is 5, and bring down whatever is left. I find that b1 is equal to 5, and you always have to go back and look at your units. We said they were centimeters, so the length of base 1 is 5 centimeters. Last problem, we are going to be calculating the length of the longer base using our area formula. So in this last example, we are going to have a trapezoid whose area is equal to 75 inches squared. Base 1 is equal to 10 inches. Our height is equal to 6 inches. And B2 is unknown. Okay, step 1, always write your formula first. It may seem silly to be rewriting the formula over and over again when we're doing steps that are similar or types of problems that are similar, but on your quizzes and practice sheets, you'll be working with different shapes. So it's always important to tell your reader and yourself what formula you're using. Because let's be honest, when you're working with numbers a lot, it could get confusing. I mean, I know it happens to me all the time. I get jumbled on my words because I'm looking at numbers and saying different ones. So it's okay to take your time and just write out everything and take baby steps. Here is my formula. I'm going to plug in everything that I know. Area is 75 equals my height is 6 times base 1, which is 10, plus base 2, which I don't know, but that's okay because I know a lot of other things. All of that divided by 2. Now, like I said in this example, we don't want to mess with the parentheses yet because we're missing half of it. But what I can do, I know I could do 6 divided by 2. So that's what I'm going to take care of first. So I'm going to rewrite all of the other parts. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then I'm left with 10 plus the second base, or B2. Now, I want this parentheses, this pair, by itself, but it's being multiplied by 3. So I want to move that 3, get rid of it. So I do that by performing the inverse operation, or the opposite. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3 to cancel that out. And whatever I do on this side, I have to do on this side. So 75 divided by 3, that gives me 25. And I'm going to carry down whatever is left over. So bring down my equal sign, and I'm left with 25 equals 10 plus B2. Last step, to get B2 by itself, I need to get rid of this plus 10, or adding 10. So the opposite of plus 10 is minus 10. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 25 minus 10 is 15. Bring down what is left, and we are told that B2 is equal to 15 inches. Remember, you always have to include your units. And that is working with the area of a trapezoid. Thanks for sticking it out with me, guys.